yeah. So I'll make this quick as possible, but I just want to say thank you for coming on my podcast, and I've been following you a long time. I love what you do on ESPN, and keep up the great work. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a privilege, and I didn't have social media like you guys do, but this is awesome that you reach out and you're getting. It shows a lot from you, like that you're reaching out to all these people, and you're getting this. This is awesome.
Yeah, first of all, how are you guys doing? How are your family doing during this tough situation?
You know what? We're doing well. I can't complain. It's little things, like my family's in Miami and California, so not being able to see them, it's a little tough. I think emotionally, you have your ups and downs, but everybody's doing well, trying to stay safe, following the guidelines, and that's all we can hope for, right?
Yeah, I know.
Family doing well?
Yeah, we're just hanging in here. I'm trying to stay active with my workouts in the house and running outside every day. Yeah, that's the hard part. But and then also busy with this podcast, rolling through these interviews, and so I had the opportunity of interviewing your coworker last week, Jay Harris. Jay Harris came on.
Awesome.
He's awesome. Yeah, but for the viewers who joined, whoever doesn't know Anita Collins, she does great work with ESPN and Sports Center. But can you take me back, like when you got interested in the sports industry, and who was your biggest influencer?
So when I was younger, I played soccer, but so that was my first thing. I loved soccer. I was actually a little bit good. I got to play. I got to play for the Mexican national team under 19. That was my I always was a kid outside, and in sports, I loved Mia Hamm. I don't know if you're too young, but I loved Mia Hamm. She was my girl. And then my mom is also a journalist, so she actually started covering sports young when the Fernando Valenzuela with the Dodgers and stuff. So sports were always part of my life, but I was attracted to them. I loved everything that sports means and being part of a team. And, I got to play in college and stuff.
Right.
When I went to school, there wasn't really a sports journalism. It's so funny. Look, I got watching the rerun. That's me. Whatchamacallit. But so then I did communications. And I with a minor in sports management. And then I started in the news route, but now I definitely something. I was very lucky. Faith, God, my path started opening for sports, and there were opportunities, and you jump on them. As scary as it might sound for me, was that I was leaving news to go to local sports, right? So I was in McAllen, Texas. That was my first job, and that was news. And then an opening happened in Dallas.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, why are you leaving news when news is like the meat of the newscast to be 2 minutes in local television? Right. I want to do sports. That's what I want to tell. So, you take these risks and these things that many people may not understand, but then in the long run.
Right.
Here I am.
Yeah. So since you said you played soccer, but did you start as after you played soccer? Did you become like a soccer broadcaster at first, before you're going on ESPN?
I never got the opportunity. I never actually got the opportunity. I've never done play-by-play either. I think that's such an art. That would be another goal of mine one day.
Yeah.
But it's I never had the opportunity. I love the part of telling stories. So whether it's I feel like there's so much responsibility when you do these things with sports, because you're telling the viewer what they need to know. You're you know what I mean? You have that responsibility. Right. I love the storytelling part and putting stories together. And, these athletes are just like you and me, and getting to see that human side I love that. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Who is your favorite soccer team and soccer player?
Oh, that's easy. Everybody should be Barcelona, FC Barcelona. And I love, of course, but not because of you. I love Messi. The real football, but yeah, Messi.
So going to your ESPN career, Sports Center career now, how is it like working with the awesome crew like especially Ellie Duncan and Michael Eaves? Yeah,
they're so much fun. I think they are the most real humans you'll meet, and that's what you appreciate. Their honesty, and it's not. I know it's a competitive environment, but they they're part of your team and they want to see you succeed. And it's been awesome to be able to go reach out to them, especially Elle. Hey, Elle, how do you, what do you think about this? And she gives me her tips. And Michael Eaves too. Like the fact that these people are busy, they have lives, and they take the time. Michael Eaves has taken the time to help me out with, highlight reads, because it's a little bit different. It's a little tough. I'm not making an excuse about my second language but there's just so much going on during a show in between commercial breaks and stuff like that sometimes the things happen. So I asked them for tips on how to navigate, and that's been the most amazing part, that they are willing to help somebody else out, even though it's a very competitive, and it's just, you can't make that up, and that's just hard. That's what they have. And that's the same with Jay, with Hannah, with Michael, with all of David, I really do appreciate that they take the time to help others, like myself.
Yeah, so we already have a question for you. What sport would you do for play-by-play purposes?
I don't do play-by-play. So that I've more here at ESPN. I've done more of more features, and then honing the desk, and and doing it in a different language. Yeah. I would love soccer, and I would love baseball. Those are my two favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn Spanish. I don't know how to speak Spanish. I'm trying to learn.
It's so interesting because I speak English, right? Like it's not like but it's just like I think in Spanish. So like defending myself and not defending myself, but transitions and stuff like that. That's still challenging to me till this day.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. This is actually an important question because I asked this to Damon Woody also. So over the years, especially for you and all women, they're getting a lot of opportunities now, which is awesome. Being coaches in male sports and other things. Yeah. So explain to me how has it evolved for you guys over the years?
I think it's just the opportunity the fact that you're seeing women host NFL shows or host events or be part of drafts, and just having that opportunity, in Spanish television. When I came up, I did do Univision in Spanish, and it wasn't at that time like a thing that went like, hey, you're gonna host the show. Like the fact that Susie Colbert hosts the show, the fact that Wendy Nix does that. Whoa, Hannah. Yeah. Like, it's just like that they give us the opportunity, the platform. I've seen that growth, and that, hey, just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you can't do this. That is you have that. Yeah. That's a really awesome thing here at ESPN. From this perspective, right, that we have the platform, we have the tools. It's just about working hard and proving proving to everybody that, hey, I can do this. I want to do this,
Yeah. So, but even like speaking on Katie Sowers from the 49ers and Becky Hammond from the Spurs, it's just awesome to see. Yeah.
And I can't wait for the time that it's normal, that it's not like, oh my God, the first woman, or oh my God, the da-da-da. Yeah. I can't wait for it to be like, there's everywhere, It's normal.
Yeah, and here's a question for you here. Another one. There's this kid, Global Kid Media. He does a great job, but he wants to know if will you see the first kid on the sideline as a reporter?
Oh, you know what? I think I might have come across one of his things. I hope so. I really do. I think it brings a different perspective than us adults, and it's curiosity. I've seen Adam Schefter's daughter do it a bunch, and I think athletes also put their guard down, and athletes and any of us, if you have a kiddo interviewing you, and maybe it brings something different to an interview and a different perspective, and just it's genuine, it's fun, and then you see the players and athletes and coaches' guards come down than with a regular reporter. So I think it's in the works.
Yeah, speaking of Adam Schefter, man, shout out to him. He's one of the best when it comes to NFL news. He's he's always on the phone, tweeting. But what's it like working with that kind of person where
it's surreal? It's like a pinch me moment every time, because you see him and Woj, and even all our analysts, but
Woj too,
insiders, Woj and him are the hardest working people I've ever seen, and they are on 24/7, and the way they handle information, and it's a lot of pressure because it's your name, it's your credibility, and the way they handle it and the way that people trust them is huge. And when they speak, when they speak, it's a real thing, and that's something all of us aspire to as reporters or insiders,
Yeah, so I'm actually, I tried reaching out to both of them if they want to come on the podcast, but it's hard, especially what they do at their.
I mean, they're busy.
Yeah.
Like if they even say hi to me,
hi. But so who is your role model growing up? Actually, who is your role model in the sports industry that you looked up to and you tried to make your craft towards like?
So I've always said, like, when I was younger, I grew up in a Hispanic household. So I grew up with Univision and ESPN my end, and Univision because my mom works there, and like that's our family, you know. Mm-hmm. But obviously my mom as a whole, my role model because she's done it, and that's all I've known. I grew up in newsrooms, but in the sports world, I remember being it's so corny, watching Linda Cohn and Hannah, and like thinking, man, one day I want to see one of me there. You know, one of me meaning like a Hispanic kid on that desk, on that set, and the American dream, the American world. And it's like I promise you with my whole heart and life that like every time I sit on that chair, it's a true privilege because it's you see all the hard work and it's representing, you know, for me, Hispanic.
Yeah.
I remember vividly being that little girl seeing like Linda Cohn and Hannah and like thinking one day, and to even see them here, have them be my colleagues, and you know, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Linda Cohn is one of the best. Hannah Storm. Even I would put Doris Burke up there too because
Doris Burke completely. Like there's so many, and you know what the best part about it, friend, is that everybody is very nice, very humble, and I think it's because they've all worked so hard and they know like how hard it is to be here. So
right. So since you have a meeting coming up, before I let you go, I got a couple of rapid fire questions for you. Yeah. So. Thoughts on this crazy NFL offseason so far?
What? Tampa Bay? Like, I mean...
Yeah.
I'm actually excited to see how it all pans. I really hope, given the situation and if we get the green light that there is a season, but like to see what the NFC is going to be like, and San Francisco's only getting stronger, like... I can't. And then the whole drama with Green Bay, like, it's like, who needs reality television? The NFL's right here. So I'm actually really excited. I'm a Steelers fan, but I mean, we have Ben back, but you know what I mean? But like, I mean, I'm actually excited for other teams and that it's just having good football and the storylines, and it's fun. It's fun to see what Tom Brady's going to be able to do or Gronk and all that stuff. So. Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, here's Kyle Williams who just joined. He used to work for ESPN. Kyle Williams. He said, "Hi, Tony. Keep grinding, Nathan. She's the best."
Oh, Tom might say, "Hi." Look at me, remember?
Yeah. So I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan growing up. So yeah, thoughts on my Cowboys.
I mean, you guys did win the draft. I mean, you did had a really good draft. You have to be happy.
Yeah.
But I feel like. Will you guys do? Okay, you gotta get Dak. Give Dak his money, man. Right?
I know. Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah, so we'll see. But there's like, so I mean, I don't like your Cowboys, but it's okay.
Do you think JuJu Smith will win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say no. We need Ben to be good. We cannot get him hurt, and we need. Hopefully, we get. Man, like, could you imagine Cam being his backup? I wish.
Oh man.
Nah, but we hopefully with Ben healthy and getting the production again out there because we really missed him.
Speaking of Cam, where do you think he'll go?
I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like. I was just talking to RC Ryan Clark, and he was thinking Jacksonville, and I'm like, that makes good sense, right? Like,
yeah,
they need back up to Gardner, but I don't know. I mean, I'll take him in the Steelers, but I really don't know. That's why it's so exciting because I don't know why given the situation that teams can go and see how they're doing, they're with injuries and stuff, and just what the risks are. But it'll be interesting. That's why it's like, thank gosh for the NFL right now because they're giving us these storylines that are actually. Not just like, let's make something up. Like, they're really good.
And now we just found out that Andy Dolan's in the free agent market. That is going to be interesting where he goes. I know. And Schefter brought up this morning that the Cowboys could be a possible destination for Andy Dolan. Yeah, we need a backup. Yeah.
Because I feel like, to his credit, like, he did well. It's just like the post, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Favorite food?
I love not Mexican, but I love Mexican. Tacos and pizza, though. That's why I'm so
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday? Yeah.
Favorite sports movie?
I like, gosh. Oh my gosh, that's a good one because I'm thinking of so many. I thought about The Miracle, which I love Miracle. But then I do love, like, oh my gosh. I think Miracle. I'm trying to, I love, Miracle. That makes me all, I don't know why I love that movie. That's like, yeah. The American Eyes.
Who is the funniest person on the cast?
On Sports Center?
Yeah, Sports Center.
You know, like, okay, is that they're also sneaky. Like, Randy's hilarious. Randy's dork's funny. He'll make you laugh. Then David Lloyd has his little jabs, and I'm like,
right.
Oh, damn. And Jay Harris, too. Elle's hilarious, man. Like, yeah, it's a toss-up. But I think Randy takes the cake, though. Randy's corniest thing I've ever seen. He already put the thing of "It's gonna be me." I'm like,
favorite hip hop artist, old school and currently.
I don't listen to hip hop.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
I'm a country girl. I don't know. So I listen to a lot of Spanish music, given I'm Mexican, but I love country music, and my favorite country artist, I'll answer without even asking me, Luke Bryan.
Okay. Actually, I think he performed during the draft. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he did, right?
I hated on him, but I don't care.
Here, all right. My last rapid fire question before my two other things, but Kawhi Leonard's laugh or Kevin Hart's laugh?
Kawhi.
That was
I love it.
That was So here's this question means a lot because I watched the late Kobe Bryant. He was one of my role models growing up playing with the Lakers. So I've been asking all my guests this question, what he meant to them. So as a sports analyst, what has meant to you as a person and obviously as a father, and what does Mamba mentality mean to you?
I think Mamba mentality has to be something that we all must take and make it part of our DNA. You know, it's about not giving up, working your butt off always, and taking mistakes not as failures, but as lessons that will make you better. It's hard for me sometimes to watch these shows because I'm like, ugh, I hate like today, my producer's like, hey, it was 19 years. And I said 19 years and it was actually 29 years. So like, it's how you receive like these mistakes that you make. And I think that's what my mentality is, like, don't get down on yourself. Don't be your worst enemy. Like, yeah, you're going to make mistakes, but don't take them as that. Take them as lessons and work your ass off. And you know what? If you work your butt off and if you try your best, you cannot be like unhappy with yourself. And I think that's what my mama mentality is, like believing in yourself because nobody else will if you don't, working your butt off and leaving everything on the floor every day. Because even like what Michael Jordan said in the last he played his hardest because he never knew if that was the first time that a kid ever saw him play. So I mean, don't assume that tomorrow I have another show. Today's my last show, my first show, my last show, and it's going to be my best. And if you make a mistake, move on, work your ass off, and own it and learn from it, you know? And it's like this whole thing is so mental. Like I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of like, oh my God, I messed up. I'm a dummy. And like, I mean, I'm not cursing words at me. And I'm like, why am I treating myself like that? No. Yeah, you made a mistake, learn from it, move on, and now you won't make that. And, you know, I think that's what my mama mentality is, to like, and follow the journey, right? Like it's all part of the journey. So yeah, I
mean, like especially when his daughter 13-year-old John, that was the most devastating because she was destined to be in UConn. She had the same fadeaway shot as her father, and
aneurysms and everything. And I think for the younger ones too that won't remember him, because my father passed away when I was 3. And I think little Bianca is, no, it's okay. But I don't remember anything of him. So like that breaks my heart but at least she has the memories, you know, like I see that little girl. I don't know if you saw that video on social media.
Oh yeah. She was
everything. Yeah. It's just like, it tugs at me because I'm like, she's so happy, and gosh, I wish she would have known her dad, but she at least has the memories, and everybody, the world, not just their family, the world knowing that he was great, and she has that to remember.
And thoughts on this documentary so far, real quick, on the Michael Jordan?
I think it's epic. I think it's awesome. I think even for myself, like going back and seeing this, because you read about it and you've seen the clips, but like getting all that inside look, and actually, I wish it was a class in school.
Right.
I would have taken that class, and you actually go back and you see the history and the little things that this is why, or just how great he went from being regular and average to becoming the best. Like, wow, it's motivating. I love it.
Yeah. So the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the frontline people?
Yeah, I definitely. The frontline warriors. That's how I call them. It tugs at your heart, and it makes you appreciate the real things, and the fact that they are putting their lives at risk, and that's why it's so important for all of us to stay home and to listen to the guidelines and to pay attention, because these people are risking their lives and being away from their families. And so thank you so much from everybody, from nurses, from doctors, from delivery drivers, grocery people. Thank you for being selfless, for giving us your heart, and we promise to also help you guys back by doing what we're supposed to. So thank you for all you do, and we think about them every day.
Yeah. And before I let you go, my friend James, who just joined, he has a podcast also, and he wants you to come on his show also.
Tell him to DM me like you did.
Yeah. So and everybody, please go check out my GoFundMe page. My cousin and I started this last weekend for the coronavirus and everything. So we started this GoFundMe page, and everyone please go check it out. It's on my bio. But I just want to say thank you, Anita Collins, for joining me on this short notice. And I know you have a meeting, and you're amazing, and I love what you do. Keep up the great work. And go follow her. Go follow her on Twitter and Instagram. The lovely and talented Anita Collins. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my friend. Take care. Ciao.
Thank you. Yeah, see you.